Oh, good evening and welcome to the preview for Sha Tin. Very poor meeting this one. No jackpots and unraced rules out a third of the card. So gone through each race. Can't see a bet here at all, especially with no TT, no 6-up. Had a look at the possibility of playing a DT in races 6 and 7, but small fields. Very, very strange. Haven't seen this for a while. They haven't even been able to get maximum fields in probably half the races, which is very unusual. But with 4 meetings in such a close proximity, it's not surprising. And their better racing starts really in the middle of January, so another couple of weeks and they'll be running some reasonable quality races. Well, I think we're probably going to pass. I've had a chat with the boys and we sat down for a few hours this afternoon. We'll do it again this evening and again first thing in the morning. But at this stage, it's looking like a complete pass. And we'll wait for the 2 jackpots on Wednesday night at Happy Valley. Having said that, I'll still put up, obviously the ratings will be there. We go to race 1, class 5 rubbish, 1,000 metres down the straight. Awful race and 9 runners. I mean, this is they couldn't even muster a full field for a rubbish race like this, so shows you what's going on here. I've got Happy Goal on top, number 5 from Highland Dragon and Spicy Shrimp. They look the chances. Maybe Bold Tack can run somewhere, but it's a race we'd never bet in. But for the sake of having a tip, 5 to beat 7, 2, 4 and 6. Race 2, same sort of thing, another class 5, very poor. Telecom Prince, it's getting close, drawn wide. Purton goes on it. That's going to make sure it starts favourite. Now, he's been riding really well, but just the last couple of meetings, some of his old demons are starting to appear. He's got beaten on 9 favourites in the last 3 meetings, or two and a bit meetings, and a lot of them have been short. He's blaming the handicapper, says that these horses are getting handicapped out of the race. He won't take any responsibility for fucking slaughtering them. But anyway, that's jocks, and we put up with that. He's going to ride this. This is a maiden, still trying to win a race up here. His last run was good, but unless you can get 6 or 7 or 8 to 1, I wouldn't be touching this. It'll probably win, but it'll win without any of our money at 2 or 3 to 1. Global Fame, we've been at a couple of goes at this. Deleuze goes on. It's won 1 race from 28, so that shows you what sort of level this is. Pretty ordinary horse. Good Times Roll. This is another Hong Kong maiden. 15 starts, still trying to win a race. Keeps running on and sucking you in. And of the rest, maybe 11, 1 and 9. Again, very, very poor race. 8 on top from 7, 10, 11, 1, 9. Races 3, 4 and 5 all have unraced. So they're completely out for the day. So that rules out any TT or 6-up action. We go to race 6 to 1800 metre race. Travel Smart, it's getting close now. Last run was good. Last 2 runs have been pretty good, actually. I think it's ready to win. Hey Hey Posh goes good this distance. Probably better known as a Happy Valley horse, but has run an odd good race here. So from a good draw up on the speed, can't rule it out. Activism always runs even races. Barrier 10 doesn't help. He'll have to go forward. Panther Run's the interesting one. It was a strange ride last time. He's taken off before acceptances, but that's how this horse runs. The only problem with this horse is every time it draws a barrier, it goes poor. It runs its best races when it draws out wide and just sits out there. So barrier 2, probably no great advantage to it. And it's no price. It's about 6 or 7 to 1. That's, for me, well under the odds for a horse that hasn't won a race for quite a while. Of the rest, same old culprits are here. Magnanimous, Life of Beauty, a very unreliable conveyance, this one. And Follow the Wind, another one keeps missing the kick. Got 12 on top from 3, 7, 13, 4, 8 and 5. We go to race 7. Again, couldn't muster a full field, only managed to get 10 runners. Glorious rider. It was a good run a couple of starts ago. Its last three are much better than they look on paper. They took it out of the gates one day. It's been working really well. It's up to the mile. I think that's going to suit. From barrier one, probably expect it to go to the front. And if he can dictate and get a soft run in front, might be hard to run down. Trump goes well. Mosse barrier two. Well, the worst we should hope for here is too wide. So, but this is not its track. Runs its best races at Happy Valley, but by virtue of a good barrier draw, I'll include it. Giggles Forever. This was a good run, fresh up. It had a run for a year and a half. So, on its best form, it'd give them something to think about. He steps it straight up to the mile. So, been working well. Have to include it. Of the rest, the 2 Gryffindor, 4 Divine Diva, and 10 one of a kind. If this horse would ever get it together and put it, it would beat these, but it's such a bad gate horse. It misses the start more times than the jump, so they're always a bad betting composition. 7 on top from 1, 5, 2, 4, 10. We go to race 8. Multi Express was a good win last time. It's well drawn again. It's going to get a good run. Now there's 2 here that are coming out of haven't had a run for a while. Tony Boy, this is Aussie horse, placed at Caulfield and Flemington. It's been working well. And Our Folks, the Kiwi thing. Now both of these horses have come out of reasonable track work, and along with Big Brother, I think the winner comes from those 4. I think the winner comes from 10, 4, 3 and 6. The rest seem to be struggling. The top weight, Supreme Fresh, it's coming from mile races in Europe. Won a couple of them. Probably wait for it, give it another run. The 1200 is going to be too short. But it's been working okay, so not a complete nutter shock if it was to run a race, but I think we'll wait until it gets close to a mile. I think the winner comes from 10, 4, 3 and 6. We go to race 9 on the dirt. There's a whole pile of good dirt horses here. Great Spirit goes well here. Ambitious King and To Hear the Love. Green Zone probably needed a slightly better draw closer to the rail. That's when it runs its best races. Tough race. Smart Man, Rumba King and Choice Treasure. Now, never ever shown any form here, but its track work has been really good on the dirt. And from barrier 1, maybe pings it out and gets it up on the speed. Very tough race. This is probably the toughest race of the day. 1 on top from 12, 10, 2, 7, 5 and 8. And the last race, 1,000-metre race, down the straight. Ensemble's racing really well. It was a funny run last time. They stepped it up to the 1,200. It's not a 1,200-metre horse. It drew wide and just sat out there. This is its go, 1,000 metres. It's drawn the right side of the track. Another couple of gates would have been handy, but he's just going to ping in behind him. Beauty Sparkle's drawn the right gate, goes good this distance, and from barrier 12 might give him something to chase here, although I can't see it leading, not with Dane Patrol. I think Dickie Lou's going to ping this out with 49 kilos. It's going to be in front of the 400. We went for this horse last year one day at around 50s and it got run down in the last stride. I could see the same sort of thing happening here. I think this will get to the front, but Beauty Sparkle and Ensemble are going to camp on it, and they'll probably get it late. Bear Hero looks the other one. It's ready to show something. Goes well fresh, terrific record this track and distance. Had a long time off, but he's given it a couple of runs. Now he's freshened it up for another 7 weeks. It's been working well. And from barrier 10, ideally drawn, it's probably the next best. 5 on top from 3 and 8, chances to 7 and 11. Now, as you can see, fairly ordinary card. No depth in a lot of these races. It looks very much that the horses well in the market are going to fight it out by virtue of the fact that the rest of them are just no good. Hopefully Wednesday they're going to serve up some reasonable opportunities for us. There is a jackpot in the TT, so we will be playing there, assuming that they don't rule us out with unraced. There's a small 6-up jackpot. We may have a look at that. and then we line up to a Saturday meeting on the 11th at Sha Tin. So they have really packed up the races in a 2.5 week period, 5 meetings. So it's unusual that they run that tight, and that probably accounts for the low grade quality. As I say, mid to late January, that's when we start seeing some decent field sizes, some decent fields, and we may be a little bit more enthusiastic to get involved in some of these races. We're waiting for jackpot opportunities, obviously. That's the main focus, always has been. But if they present anything in the meantime, we'll be having a go. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and good luck if you play tomorrow. As I say, my gut feeling and the chat that we've had with the guys this afternoon was that it's very poor and no value for us. So I think it'll be a complete pass for the day. Thanks for tuning in.